What's up, guys? It's the Casual King MMA, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the fights I'm most excited for next week, Jamahal Hill versus Jiri Prochazka. This was actually the fight I was most excited for in 2023. This is right after Jiri vacated the belt, which allowed Jamahal Hill to become champion after beating Glover Teixeira, and right before Jamahal Hill's injury, which sidelined both of them. The main thing I want to point out for this fight being at the worst time is I still think these are two of the baddest guys at light heavyweight. I think they have good matchups against everyone in the division except for one person, Alex Pereira. Alex is kind of the issue for these guys because obviously he slept them both very badly. While Jamahal Hill will complain that he got caught and that Jiri got beat much worse, when you're comparing how badly a man beat your ass, you're kind of fucked. Like, it's a losing cause right there. However, I will say, I would rather see Jamahal Hill get another shot at Alex over Jiri getting the trilogy, just for the fact that I think Jamahal Hill has a better chance. Styles make up fights, and going through light heavyweight, I'm going to kind of show you why I think Jamahal Hill and Jiri Prochazka are two of the best fighters at light heavyweight. So the number one contender right now, who's most likely getting the next title shot, is Magomed Ankalaev. While he's a very solid fighter and he did have a very impressive win over Rakic. I was hating a lot. I still am going to be hating, but the man deserves the title shot after beating Rakic. However, the issue with Magomed Ankalaev when compared to Jamahal Hill and Jiri is Jamahal Hill and Jiri are, while not as well-rounded as fighters, they are far better strikers. Magomed's thing is he can win kickboxing matches with some good strikers. Rakic is a good striker, and he outstruck him on the feet. But he doesn't really have as much finishing potential. My sneeze could knock out Johnny Walker, so I don't really credit that as having KO power. And he can wrestle. You can wrestle guys, and he can strike with guys. He's a well-rounded fighter, but he's not good enough at either of them. The interesting thing is he actually has a better stylistic matchup against Alex Pereira because of the wrestling. You cannot have a kickboxing match with Alex Pereira, and the issue that Jamahal Hill and Jiri have is they're well rounded in the kind of the idea that they're good at grappling, so they keep it standing, and they're going to beat you on the feet. I think both these guys would knock out Ankalaev in the first 3 rounds. Yuri's aggressive style, walking down Ankalaev, makes it hard to shoot takedowns, and I think Jamahal Hill's really good. So I think both these guys finish Ankalaev, but they don't have a chance against Alex, which kind of just shows how weird the UFC division is. But let's go down the rankings. Top 5, Jan Blachowicz. I don't think anyone would be picking Jan Blachowicz against Jamahal Hill or Jiri Prochazka. Man held on to dear life against Alex Pereira and still bitches about not getting the decision. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. I'm glad Glover won the belt on him. It was an awesome moment. Just the idea that he's not going to beat Jamahal Hill and Jiri Prochazka in a kickboxing match. Even though he beat Adesanya, that makes him seem like the best kickboxer. And he knocked out Luke Rockhold, who isn't, he was past his prime and isn't a great kickboxer. The idea here is he kind of has kickboxing matches. He has point fights, like Magomed Ankalaev, and Jamahal Hill and Jiri don't point fight. They come to knock people out, and if you don't have the power, like Alex Pereira has, to do the same, they're going to steamroll you. I think Dominic Reyes, who I'm not going to show in this video because I don't want to curse him, is very, very good. He did not have the power to knock out Jiri, so he went out cold. Same thing for Alexander Rakic. If you don't have the power to knock out Jamahal or Jiri, they are going to walk you down and finish you. Or they're going to change your life with the amount of damage they put on you. You got to either be able to knock them out or wrestle them. And I don't think anyone can wrestle Jamahal Hill or Jiri in the top 10 at light heavyweight. So really, they just have this bad stylistic matchup against Alex where they're better. They have good, they could beat everyone in the division except for that specialist striker because he's a better striker than them and they won't be able to beat him. And Khalil did bring up some interesting questions. I'll probably make a video in the future about why I think Khalil had a chance if that fight wasn't at elevation against Alex Pereira. But you can't seriously tell me that Khalil is going to beat Jamahal Hill or Jiri Prochazka. I mean, he could catch Jiri, but the power these guys have, you're trying to get a lucky shot. And while Khalil could get that lucky shot, I wouldn't favor it. The only guy I think who actually has a good chance against Hill and Jiri, well, not did not do that on purpose. Johnny Walker's ranked 10. That's all I have to say about the light heavyweight division. Carlos Holberg, because he's that specialist. I think he's a better striker than Hill and Jiri on paper. Anthony Smith would congratulate me for that. But you got to be better at pure kickboxing against Jamal or Jiri to beat them in a fight because they can stop your takedowns. And Albert just has a good stylistic matchup. I hope he climbs up the weight class and fights Alex. But this just kind of shows how good Jamahal Hill and Jiri are compared to the rest of the division. However, I don't really want that to be the focus of the fight. The idea is that I think these guys are they're two most complete fighters, which is funny because Jiri has a lot of flaws, but Yuri's game works for each other. You got to put him out to kill him, and he's going to come forward and hit you with heavy shots. And in the trades, his shots are going to hurt you more. And I think Hill actually has very good game plans. I love the way he fought against Glover. He showed amazing takedown defense. Throwing the head kicks out of nowhere just to destroy Glover's arms, which made it harder to grapple and rock him. These guys are surprisingly intelligent fighters, and I'm really interested to see how they match up against each other because they're kind of in that same realm of really like kickboxer with really good takedown defense. So you're gonna have to out kickbox each other. I don't think either of them are gonna shoot takedowns. And realistically, I think Jamal Hill, because he comes in with better game plans, is gonna kick Jiri in the legs. Hill doesn't throw a lot of takedowns, don't throw a lot of leg kicks. He is a little flat-footed, but I think he'll adjust for this fight. He had plenty of preparation, and Jiri just hasn't shown an ability to adapt. It's been really disheartening to see after that Alex Pereira fight where he got his leg kicked off. He didn't adjust. Rakic kicked his leg off. He just autismed his way through, and I don't think Jiri could autism his way through Jamal Hill. However, they do have some interesting questions for each other. Jamal Hill has only faced one power striker like Jiri, and that was Alex, who knocked him out. And Jiri only faced one power puncher really with the power to knock him out, and that's Alex. So it's very interesting to see as like this is kind of like a mini redemption against Alex Pereira. There's kids, sadly, and one of them's got a chance to become a teenager and try to beat their dad's ass. Won't happen, but you love to see him try, and I personally love to see Jamal Hill bitch. And I will never get tired of it. I hope he stays ranked top 5 forever, never wins the belt again. So I just get to go on Twitter and just soak up those juicy, salty tears that Jamal Hill loves to give us. Just free donations. You love to see it. So the issue is these guys have lost a lot of aura against Alex. Hill hasn't got a win since the Alex fight, and here he just recently got knocked out against Alex, which kind of shows the issue with the UFC. I am still as hyped. I'm still extremely hyped about this fight, but it was my most anticipated fight of 2023. It is not my most anticipated fight of 2025. I wanted to, preferably, I wanted to see these guys fight contenders, get a win, and then fight each other so we get a little bit more hype. But I know when these guys are staring across from the octagon, looking at each other, we're going to be in for a war or for somebody to get viciously KO'd. Hopefully both. And I'm really excited for the pay-per-view this Saturday. I just kind of want to get my thoughts out there and just show you that these two are the best in the division besides Alex. And this fight should have more hype than it currently does. End of my rant. Peace, guys.